Hi, everybody. Donald spoke in Charlotte, and I am going to leave it to you to decide if he is indeed a changed man.
And we sent them back, Tom Homan and all our guys, right? And that guy right there.
If you're going to deny knowing about something like, I don't know, the fascist manifesto called Project 2025, you probably shouldn't admit to being a huge fan of the Heritage Foundation, which sponsored Project 2025, Tom Homan, who spearheaded and wrote much of Project 2025, or pick as your running mate J.D. Vance, the guy who espouses all of the policy positions promulgated by Project 2025, who, by the way, is not only your vice presidential candidate pick, but also wrote a forward to a book all about Project 2025. You moron.
Kamala's deadly destruction of America's borders is completely and totally disqualifying. She shouldn't even be allowed to run for president. What she's done, she's committing crimes.
Wait a minute. Did the guy who was just convicted of 34 felonies by a jury of his peers just say that Kamala Harris is committing crimes? You know, media, I understand that for a while you kind of took a break from covering Donald's rallies, uh, which was a good thing because what you would do is that you didn't actually cover them. You just let them play without any commentary or analysis. I think now that we are at the height of election season or heading into the height of election season, you need to cover them and explain to viewers just how completely false everything this man says is. He's lying, he's projecting. He's the criminal, not Kamala Harris. So it would be very helpful if you started doing that again because otherwise he's just sliding under the radar and people are going to think that there's nothing to see here. Move right along. Guess what? There's a lot to see.
We're a dumping ground. We're a stupid country that's run by stupid people.
I don't know about you guys, but I am really sick and tired of listening to this criminal, this liar, this man who's responsible for the deaths of over 400,000 Americans and some of the most egregious policies ever committed in a modern American administration, who traffics in the most vile language, who has dinner with actual Nazis and praises fascists for being very fine people. I am so heartily sick of that person telling me what a horrible, stupid country America is. Just to put that in perspective, less than an hour after Donald said that for the millionth time, Joe Biden talked about what a strong, decent country America is, making once again the choice very clear. Which America do you want? I personally don't want to live in the one that's floating around in Donald Trump's very, very terrifying imagination.
It's so amazing. We should send you into, I've always said, get some of these guys. I have a lot of friends in that world. I don't know. I think, is it Roger Penske, like a great guy too? He won 20 Indianapolis 500s. This guy wins all the time. I mean, we appreciate talent. I said, let me use these guys to guide our military a little bit. When you can win so many races, that's okay, you know? You guide. Same thing with coaches. You take some of the greatest football coaches, you put them at a table. What do you like, coach? Because in its own way, it's not so much really different.
Oh, okay. First of all, don't vote for Trump, that one anyway, and don't buy gold. Like, what is that? What is that? Okay. Let's start with the lie. Do you really think Donald Trump has friends? I don't think he has friends. Much more importantly, do we as Americans want guys who can drive cars fast in a circle or football coaches who stand on the sidelines with headphones and a microphone deciding whether or not, I don't know, that I don't know anything about football, so I'm going to mangle this one, but that they should either punt or go for the touchdown when it's 4th and 20. I have no idea what I'm saying. But seriously, is that what we think are the criteria for good people in our military? I'm not saying that NASCAR drivers and football coaches can't serve their country, but to put them in charge of the American military seems like a bit of a stretch just because Donald likes them. And it seems to be this theme on the right. It's not that they want to be free to uh, worship in the way they choose. They want their religion to be everywhere. They want to shove their religion down your throat. And it's the same thing with their forms of entertainment. It's not just that they want to be able to go to NASCAR or they want to see football games or they want to go to wrestling matches. I don't know what wrestling things are called. They want they want all of those things everywhere at all times. If you are questioning whether or not that's true, just check out the Republican convention. It was literally like WWE and NASCAR on steroids. I want to be able to choose not to be subjected to these things sometimes.
They go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal Lecter. Okay, they say, why would he mention Hannibal Lecter? He must be cognitively in trouble. No, these are real stories. Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lamb. He's a lovely man. He wants to have you for dinner. He'd like to have you for dinner.
I recently had lunch with Bartleby the Scrivener, Javert, and Huckleberry Finn, and we all agreed that, in fact, if you think that Hannibal Lecter is a real human being, you are cognitively impaired.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And in this campaign, I promise you, I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week.
As the attack, what's the retort?
Well, I think it's disgusting, and I get a kick out of one thing. They say, sir, be nice. You just got hit with a bullet. Maybe he's changed. Be nice. And I'd love to be nice, but I'm dealing against real garbage. When you hear that, they've weaponized the justice system against me.
To anybody in the corporate media who for 1 millisecond led people to believe that that person was going to change, even if his ear was actually hit by a piece of glass, you owe the American people an apology, and I hope you spend as much time pointing out what a vicious, despicable campaign this is going to be as you did pretending that Donald Trump is ever going to be anything but a bully and a grifter who will always seek the lowest common denominator. Thank you so much for being with me today. I love doing these videos for all of you, and I want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing. We're up to 55,000 subscribers, so let's keep this going. Click the like button, the share button, and subscribe if you haven't already. It doesn't cost anything. It just means that you will be alerted every time there's a new video dropping on Mary Trump Media. Thank you again so much, and I will see you tomorrow.